Hey guys, Karosif here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Change Heroes Doragoku Alter and Ninninger Alter set from Avataro Sentai DonBrothers. This is a 2-pack containing the alter form of Doragoku, as well as the alter representing the Ninjers, and an included Avataro gear. So, let's get started. First off, we'll take a look at Doragoku Alter. So in his first mode, he takes the form of a dragon, a Chinese-style dragon, and unlike with Momotaro Alter, who is primarily red to match up with his ranger color, in the case of Doragoku, he is actually mostly green, with gold being the kind of secondary color. You can see starting off with head. Of course, still keeps the sunglasses visor type motif, though it does look a little bit weird if you consider that the dragon's eyes would normally be there and there, but instead we have this visor. It does have molded in whiskers, as is appropriate. We've got the jaw, which kind of looks like it has flames coming out of it, which will come to play later. Got the horns. Going along the body, we have various spikes going along. Some nice ornate decorations. Folded shoulders. Nice gold painted claws. And coming along to the tail, you can see that's actually a large version of the Ryuko no Geki. And you can probably guess what will become of this once we change modes. In this mode, it does have some articulation. Move the head up and down. Move the arms forward and back, side to side. Twist the body. A similar thing with the back legs. Got some ball jointed articulation for the back feet, as well as various joints for the front legs. And the tail can move up and down on a hinge, plus you also have a hinge that lets you pivot the body up and down. So, for an alternate mode, this has quite a lot of articulation to it, though a lot of that articulation will then get into the more humanoid mode. So for the transformation, first thing we want to do is come around here to the tail, split it apart, and then remove Ryuko no Geki. I'm going to take the hind legs and lower them down so that they're parallel with the rest of it. We'll come up here to the torso, rotate down front legs to become arms, take the front paws, rotate them down and twist them to become the hands. And lower down the head, and lift it slightly open to reveal the face. And here we have Doragoku Alter in his humanoid mode. Now obviously this will become the weapon, so you can have him hold it via a peg hole in the hand. And with the articulation, you can make it look like he's holding it with both hands. So taking a look at the new details, we can see now have the face inside the dragon's mouth, and what originally resembled flames is now the sunglasses for the humanoid mode. We'll have this chest symbol. It has the same kind of design as what we saw on the Ryuko no Geki. A little bit of kind of dragon scale armor going in there. And overall, it's a pretty lanky but limber humanoid mode. Now, something to note is this is basically the biggest figure that we've seen for the Change Heroes line thus far. For a size comparison, here is next to the Change Heroes Doragoku and the Change Heroes Momotaro Alter. Stands significantly taller than both of them, and so it does make it for a pretty dynamic and imposing figure. But it does have enough posability to be able to manage some pretty good poses. I think the one thing that's flawed is the fact that just due to the way it's designed, shoulders only go that far outwards, so you can't have, too much of a dynamic outwards articulation for the shoulders. Not to mention that there's no neck joint, so you kind of have to use the body to make up for that. Next, we'll look at the Ninninger Alter Avataro gear and test it out with the Dawn Blaster. So, of course, like with the other ones, it's got this clear blue, as well as a nice hollow foil pattern. So let's try it out. So there we have the summoning and combination sound for Don Ninnin Momotaro. Plus the spinning sound from the Ninja Ichibanto / Nin Shuriken. Then we can probably take a look at the Ninninger Alter. So it's got a pretty interesting sort of design. At its base, it definitely looks like a quadcopter or drone. But it's also designed to look like a traditional 4-point shuriken. So you can see first this main shuriken in the center with the DonBrothers symbol. And then of course the main body takes the shape of a shuriken. Though it is a little bit lopsided, you could say, with how it's kind of squeezed in at a couple different points. But then definitely the most interesting point are the 4 rotors. You can see here, do have a gold painted shuriken on them, but they also take the form of a Nin Shuriken, specifically using the base of the Aka Ninja Shuriken. It does have 4 points to sit easily on the ground, and as you can see, you can spin all 4 rotors individually. Well, it would be probably difficult to have all 4 spin at once. They do spin pretty well on their own. That's a nice little gimmick. After that, we can combine Doragoku Alter with the Ninninger Alter. So first we'll prep the Ninninger Alter by completely disassembling it. First thing we want to do is take off the centerpiece, which will then reveal 4 scenes. So split them in half like this, and then split into fourths like this. And from there we can kind of divide them up like so. Then for Doragoku Alter, remove the arms at the shoulders, and then remove the lower arms from the shoulders themselves. From there we can start to combine. So, first we're going to take one of these pieces, which has a hole here and a peg here. Take the shoulder piece with the peg sticking outwards and place it on top. Then take the corresponding arm and put it into this socket. And plug it onto the side. We'll do kind of the same thing for the other one, but in this case we're going to use one of these which has a peg here and here. Connect that piece there. Attach the arm. And plug it onto the side. From there we're going to position the arms so that we have the holes facing outwards like this. Then we'll take the other pieces and making sure that the rotors are on the inside, plug them into the holes in the hands. There and there. We'll take the chest piece and snap it on there. Finally, we'll take the Ninninger altar gear and place it onto this port on the back. And here we have Don Ninnin Robogoku. So honestly, I'd have to say that this is a very cool combination. Like just from a general standpoint. So not only do you have the rotors up here, but also you have the rotor weapons down here. Plus, of course, the new chest emblem here in the center. While it is true that these kind of weigh down the shoulders a little bit, it still is a very nice combination, and I think it is the best looking combination we've gotten thus far. Especially because it adds in some new color that kind of wasn't already there. Whereas for a lot of the Momotaro altar combinations we've seen, it's been a lot of red on red, but adding the red on top of the green and the gold definitely stands out a lot. And so it's definitely the focal point of this set, I'd say. And finally, we'll combine Don Momotaro altar with the Ninninger altar. Though before that, something I want to show, which is pretty interesting, is that you notice that there's this little handle here. And while not normally usable by Don Doragoku altar, this does allow Don Momotaro altar to hold the Ryuko Geki, so it gives you a little bit of extra playability options for your figures. So, like with before, we'll start by prepping the Ninninger altar, splitting it up into the 4 pieces. And for Don Momotaro altar, the only prep we really need to do is essentially removing the forearms from the upper arms, which is something we actually haven't done thus far as the official combinations. From there, it's pretty simple. In this case, I'm going to start with the chest piece to make things a little bit easier. We're going to take these pieces, which have both of the pegs, and put them into the arm sockets. Then we'll take the remaining pieces and take this top peg, plug it into the socket on the back, here and here. And plug on the Ninninger altar shirt, or gear rather. And here we have Don Ninnin Momotaro. And as you can see, this one is definitely a bit more clunky. It definitely feels like these pieces kind of weigh him down, and like I said with the others, it is a lot of red on red, and while the color matching is nice, it doesn't leave a lot of room for contrast. Not to mention, I do think that these pieces look a little bit oversized on the smaller body of Don Momotaro altar. But it is an option that you can do, especially if you decide to buy this on its own and you only have Don Momotaro altar to use. And there we go. So overall, I think this is one of the best change hero sets we've gotten to date, especially for the altar line. Don Doragoku altar is very impressive, not only for the size and stature, but for how it has a pretty good amount of articulation, both in the beast mode and the humanoid mode. And then as for the Ninninger altar, while it is pretty novel on its own, when combined with Don Doragoku altar, it makes a very cool and very impressive combination. Not to mention you can also use it with Don Momotaro altar if you have him as well. That being said, it's not without its flaws. The first flaw is a kind of visual one, which is how, as you might notice, the right shoulder is offset from left one because of how it's designed. I do wish they could figure out some way to have it so that the shoulders are leveled out and look more even with each other. But with how they designed it, that didn't seem like an option. The other thing is that I do wish they'd done something to tying up the shoulder joints, because, you know, having it like this is kind of one of your only options, because just due to the weight of the weapons, it does cause the shoulders to droop. And while it does lead to a pretty dynamic pose, if you want to give it, say, a pose with perhaps a raised arm, that's going to be a lot more difficult just because of all that weight. But despite all that, I'd say this is definitely a recommended Change Hero set. And if you're only going to get one Alter Change Hero set, I would recommend it being this one. Next time, I'll be taking a look at the Deluxe Giffard Rex Vice Stamp. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.